Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of August 12th through August 16th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be discussing our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also discuss how we can use dividend payers and several option strategies to also generate income while we await for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. Here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of August 12th through August 16th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, to the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Stock Market Volatility Comes Back, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, trade ideas as input to selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch. Again, you can find a direct link to our notes document in the description box below. We store all of our weekly trading game plan notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weekly trading game plan notes. And you can also find a direct link to that Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome again, Fairchild. Thank you for joining us. I was glad to be able to make it back for our regular live stream time. I didn't want to have anyone that's looking for us at our regular time miss out, so hopefully that didn't cause any confusion. I don't really have any new trade updates for this week. Unfortunately, I missed several bounces that we'll take a look at. Hopefully some of you were able to take advantage of some of our trade ideas from last week and catch some of those bounces that we saw, as stock market volatility came back. We saw some quick bounces, some quick reversals in the stock market, and opportunities for short-term traders, etc. Just a quick reminder, we have a number of alerts channels in our Discord available to our Patreon members. Also, when I do make a trade, enter or exit a trade, we post those to our Patreon members as soon as possible. You can get email notification of our entry points and exits of trades. Again, I don't ever recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of a trade, but if it would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career to see when we enter and exit trades, you can get those notifications via joining our Patreon. Also, I have a number of price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. We have a Thinkorswim TOS alerts channel in our Discord available to our Patreons. When those price alerts get triggered in Thinkorswim, they get automatically posted to the TOS Thinkorswim alerts channel in our Discord, so we can see when MSB, we'll talk about MSB, is a steel company, broke its 52-week low, got alerted. That caused me to then take a look at MSB, see if that's something we wanted to add to our watch list. So again, we'll talk about that further in a few minutes. If I do make a trade directly related to one of these Thinkorswim price alerts, I'll post a reply in that Thinkorswim channel. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim price alert, then we post it in the trade alerts channel so you can see when we went long on wheat. And we also have a real-time alerts channel available to our All Access and VIP Patreons. We have an automated system that generates alerts when stocks are breaking out, moving up, etc. A great way to see reversals with the volatile market, reversals, breakouts, etc. And you can hear how you can use our real-time alerts to get alerted when stocks are moving up, breaking out, etc. via the link to the video in the notes. So just to quickly show you this real-time alerts channel as well. Again, great way for short-term traders, day traders, scalpers, etc. to see trend reversals, volatility in the market, So if we, when we saw that run up in the VIX and the VIX futures, UVXY moves up. When we see that quick reversal, we'll see SVXY move up. We can see here the Dow was moving up, breaking out. See SVOL. So when we saw SVOL break out, that means it's a short the VIX that we'll look at. And again, these are near real-time triggers that can help you in your short-term trading. So again, you can also get access to this real-time alerts channel by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP level. Welcome Gerald Fitz, Ricky Khan, LinkedIn. Thank you all for joining us. Glad you were able to make our regular time. So next we'll quickly go over our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So we'll quickly go over any updates, then we'll also look at our top swing trading stocks to watch in our watch list Google Sheet, and then also the charts in Webull. So firstly, we've been watching MP Materials. MP Materials, a rare earth company. They did report a loss in their recent earnings, so I was waiting to see what their earnings were going to come out to be. They did report a loss, and it did decline. I think it bounced up a bit after that. We'll kind of see where that settles in after, again, that earnings loss. If you want to hear our thesis on MP Materials, you can refer back to the video on our previous due diligence on MP Materials, why we like that as a US-based rare earth mining company. We just saw that price alerts on MSB, Misabi Trust. Again, this is a steel company, one we've traded profitably numerous times in the past. And again, once that I saw that price alert that it hit its 52-week low again, took another look at MSB. Again, that's something that we want to see if we can take advantage of a swing trade, a cyclical reversal, cyclical swing in steel. So you can hear our previous thesis on MSB, Misabi Trust, via the link to the video in our notes and on our channel. We've been watching PBT, Permian Basin Royalty Trust, with volatility in oil. Oil was coming down, so PBT was coming down a little bit. This is, again, a dividend payer, monthly dividend payer. So I believe it goes ex-dividend again towards the end of the month, so we've got a little bit of time. The dividend's not huge. We're looking for more price appreciation based on swings in oil from the Permian Basin. Again, you can hear our previous discussions on PBT via the link to the bonus video in the notes. Last week, we added PERI on networks, and we did a quick due diligence on PERI, and you can access that quick due diligence via PERI on networks via the bonus link in the notes. Taking SDOW out of our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Again, we saw all the indices, major indices broke down. So hopefully a number of our BeachBum traders were able to make a nice profit in SDOW. So again, if the Dow, goes back near its all-time high again, then we can revisit that short on the Dow. Last week, we added SVOL. This is, again, a monthly dividend payer on a short on volatility on the VIX futures. And this is one where, unfortunately, I missed that bounce in SVOL. Again, we saw a dramatic spike in the VIX that we discussed yesterday on Monday, and then a quick reversal in the VIX futures. The VIX futures never did quite make it up to where the VIX did. I was a little preoccupied with looking at the discrepancy between the VIX futures and the actual VIX, and we discussed the 52-week low and the 3-year bottom yesterday in SVXY, and again, that discrepancy distracted me, and I missed that bounce. So hopefully some of our BeachBum traders caught that bounce in SVOL and were able to take advantage of that profit reversal in the VIX. Again, this is a monthly dividend payer short on volatility. And you can hear our previous discussion on SVOL via the bonus link in the notes. Now we'll quickly just look at these in our watch list Google Sheet. Again, you can find or get access to our watch list Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. Again, you can see price targets for our top swing trading stocks to watch list, also dividend information, earnings information. So if I zoom this out a little bit, we can see, okay, PBT last ex-dividend was 731, SVOL last ex-dividend was 726. You can see what their dividend yield is. Again, SVOL has a very nice dividend yield. And again, it's short on the VIX futures. Also, as we discussed last week, doesn't have a long history. So again, I was looking at SVXY, try to see where the bottom in that was. And as we'll see, I missed that bounce in SVOL. So again, you can get access to our watch list Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. We also have a number of videos on how you can watch our top swing trading stocks to watch using our watch list Google Sheet. And you can access those videos via the links in the notes. This watch list Google Sheet's regenerated at the end of each day with our updated watch list. And if I do happen to make any further updates to our watch list after that's been generated, we have a stocks watch list channel in our Discord and available to our Patreon members. And I'll add those, post those to our stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So you see when I added MSB to our watch list, you'll also see I'm adding Shutterstock. We'll talk about Shutterstock in a minute, and added that to our bullpen and posted those to our Patreon members in the stocks watch list Google Sheet. We grab a quick drink and we'll go over the charts for those stocks in Webull. Okay, if we look at the charts for our top swing trading stocks to watch in Webull, here's MP Materials. Again, they've reported a loss on their latest earnings, so it declined, did bounce off that support level. I've always had difficulty. The MP Materials tends to bounce pretty quickly. It does seem to respect these support levels, so these support levels may be the level to watch for a bounce in MP Materials. We'll see if this support level holds or if it's going to roll over and break down further. They are getting several analyst downgrades, although their target prices are still above the current price. MSB, again, Misabi Trust, steel company. See again when it spiked down, broke the 52-week low, very quickly bounced back up. I haven't caught that bounce yet. You can see it's pretty choppy, low volume, low float. So again, a little tricky to catch those bounces, but again, we'll see if we get another opportunity. It did break down a little bit below that support level 3 and then very quickly bounced back up. Still hasn't, come back to that pivot point, but you can see it's pretty volatile, pretty choppy when it does spike down. Those are opportunities to get in. Again, another reason I have those price alerts set. Welcome, Walter Lyons. Glad to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well. Here's PBT, again, Permian Basin. See it made a low at 1014 recently and bounced back up. And oil was headed down and it went back up, back over 75. So PBT bounced up a little bit. So we'll see if, again, it looks like it's respecting that support level pretty well. Again, another kind of choppy, low liquidity stock that we'll like to catch at a bottom if we can. Then we talked about Perion. Again, Perion was suffered a little bit from the decrease in technology and the indices, etc. Made a new low at 736. Again, bounced pretty quickly. Again, looks like it's respecting that support level pretty well, around 760 or so. So again, we'll see if that support level holds. Again, a lot of these bounces, if you were nimble, were able to catch these, scalp a quick profit. Congratulations, and hopefully all these trade ideas helped. Finally, SVOL, as we discussed, we saw that spike in the volatility. SVOL only made a bottom of 1941. Again, we don't have a long history on SVOL like we do on SVXY, so it was hard to tell if that was the bottom. And it very quickly bounced up, and I didn't catch that breakout, and it ran further since then. It's not quite up to where it was prior to the volatility from the end of last week. So again, congratulations to any of our BeachBum traders that were nimble and able to catch this bounce in SVOL. Again, protect your profits. If we get another spike in the VIX futures, again, this is based on the VIX futures. So if we get another spike in the VIX futures, that would cause a decrease in SVOL. So again, protect your profits. If the VIX stays decreasing for the month, then again, you can collect the monthly dividend. But again, my humble opinion, protect your profits in SVOL. Again, if you benefited from these trade ideas, profited from any of our trade ideas, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would share that with your fellow BeachBum traders and encourage them to also join us in our community and our chats, etc. And hopefully we can help them make money trading as well. Okay, next we'll quickly go over our bullpen stocks, go over the updates, and we can look at it briefly in our Google Sheet, and then also their charts in Webull. So again, the concept of the bullpen stocks, if you're new to our BeachBum trading community, is ones that don't necessarily have the setup I would like for our top swing trading stocks to watch, but I've identified that they may in the near future, so we put them in the bullpen, revisit them periodically. If their setup improves, then we can move them up, put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. If they break down or run away, then we can just take them out of the bullpen and revisit them again. One we've had in our bullpen for some time is LWAY. LWAY is a consumer defensive packaged food company. You can hear our quick take due diligence on LWAY, Lifeway Foods, via the bonus link to the video in the notes. I'm taking MEXX out of our bullpen. It was declining steadily, broke down. It did get a late week bounce when we saw that bounce back up in the indices. But again, seems to be trailing down. Another concern I had with the Mexican market was, the recession fears we heard about last week. I think if there's concern that the U.S. is potentially headed to a recession, I think that would negatively impact Mexico as well, as they do a lot of manufacturing, etc. So again, I took this out. There's volatility there. Again, if you want to trade that volatility, MEXX is a 3x leverage long on Mexico. You can hear our comparison of various ETFs to trade Mexico via the link to the video in the notes. Also took Mosaic out of our bullpen. It had also broken down, continues to decline, so we're just going to take it out of our bullpen. It is in our Dividend Payers Google Sheet as well, so we can keep an eye on the risk-reward profiles of dividend information for Mosaic, but we'll take it out of the bullpen as it continues to break down. Also took MRAM out of our bullpen. It broke down on an earnings miss, so they missed on earnings. The Everspin Technology semiconductor stock We had thought maybe this was a laggard in the semiconductor sector. We did see semiconductor sector also break down. So part of that negative momentum probably affected MRAM, but more so their earnings miss. So they'll probably, be in the penalty box for a little bit. You can hear our previous discussions why we thought Everspin Technologies might be a lagging semiconductor to take an opportunity on. There was probably some scalp opportunities that maybe people profited from recently in MRAM as well. Also taking REMX. REMX is the ETF on rare earth materials. It also broke down. Again, we saw MP materials declining. MP is one of the components. This is rare earth and strategic metals. I believe it also includes things like lithium, albemarle, etc., which have also broken down. And it continues to decline. So again, we have REMX in our ETF Google Sheet, so we can watch the risk-reward profile price action of REMX in our ETFs Google Sheet. And you can hear our previous discussions on REMX via the video in our notes. Welcome, Logan Flips. Thank you for joining us. Glad you were able to make it today as well. Another one we're adding back to our bullpen. It's one we had watched before, which is Shutterstock. So it popped up in my queries again as having an potentially attractive risk-reward profile. So we previously did a quick take due diligence on Shutterstock. You can hear some of my thesis of what I like about Shutterstock, potential AI laggard type of play. Again, we saw the AI FOMO deflate some, so that may cause some decline. But again, I'm pretty sure they're profitable. We'll keep an eye on them. If they come down to a support level, that might be an opportunity to take a swing on Shutterstock, and maybe, if the AI FOMO reinflates, that might be a catalyst for Shutterstock. UROI, we've been talking about uranium, looking at some of our favorite uranium stocks. You can hear the particular uranium stocks we tend to swing trade via the link to the best uranium stocks to buy. Again, previous discussion on our favorite uranium stocks. UROI looks like it's swinging down, continuing to swing down. Again, I missed a slight bounce in it. It bounced at 192, broke the 52-week low around 202. Bounce at 192. The next support level for UROI is 181. So I'm looking for opportunities somewhere between that 181 and the previous support at 202. Probably get into UROI pretty soon. Again, we saw uranium cycle down, and we like to swing those cycles in uranium. Also going to take Yelp out of our bullpen. Again, another one we were watching. It broke down. So you can hear our previous discussions on Yelp, why we thought that might be a potential swing trade opportunity via the link to the bonus video. But again, it's another technology related stock. It's broken down again with the negative sentiment in the market, rotation out of technology, again, possibly some negative pressure also on Yelp. Okay. Again, you can also see our price targets for our bullpen stocks in our watch list Google Sheets. You can see price targets, risk-reward profiles. When the Google Finance functions are responding, those will fill in. It'll recalculate, etc. You can also see dividend information, optionality information. If they pay dividends, that will fill in as well. So again, it's much easier for us to also watch our bullpen stocks. I probably could have moved UROI up to our main watch list. Haven't done so, as again, it's I can also watch our bullpen stocks pretty efficiently using our watch list Google Sheet. And you can too by, again, joining our Patreon and using our watch list Google Sheet. Okay, let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our Bullpen Stocks charts in Webull. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, you can get up to 75 free fractional shares of stock, plus a bonus 7% APY interest rate, bonus 2% for the first 30 days, 5% ongoing for your idle cash by joining and funding your account in Webull. If you fund your account with $25K or more, you get 75 free fractional shares of stock. Under that 20 free fractional shares of stock, you get the bonus 2% interest in either case, and each of the fractional shares is worth between $3,000 and $3,000. They also offer additional promotions from time to time. So again, you can take advantage of all of their current promotions by opening and funding your account with Webull now. Using our affiliate link in the description box below, you can get all your free fractional shares of stock and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. You can see we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. So here's our Bullpen Stocks. Here's LWAY, Lifeway Foods, again, consumer defensive. So if you're interested in a stock in the consumer defensive area, we have seen some flight to safety in the consumer defensive area. See it kind of spiked down and then bounced, again, with that bounce in the overall markets. See, it's been pretty stable. It did break down at that point off the next support level, bounced up a little bit. So we'll again see if that's below the pivot point, got rejected from that pivot point. So again, we'll see if this support area holds. Shutterstock. Again, you can see it's been coming down. It had run up. We had been watching it, took it off as it ran up. See, it's recently been in decline. So we'll see where, you see it spiked way down. 33.70, again, right off that support level. That was their earnings. So there was some, concern. I think their earnings, the reaction to their earnings was obviously mixed. So it did recover back up to the previous support level. So again, we'll see if that holds. Talked about UROY, again, cycling down to uranium. Again, it had broken the 52-week low of 202, spiked down to 192. I probably should have caught it there. I missed that bounce. Again, anywhere between there, 202, broke back above 202, ran up and came back down a little bit. Again, the previous bottom support level, longer terms at 181. Again, I'm going to watch the level 2, see where the support level was. Late last week, it looked like it was around 201. So, and the support level is just below 2. So somewhere in that range, I think, again, I'll probably pick up some UROY very soon. Okay, also the concept of shopping list stocks. Again, we saw, a big decline in the market, particularly on Monday. High volatility, very, very strong fear reaction, extreme fear. And often those are your opportunities to pick up your shopping list stocks, get a irrational reaction, negative reaction to a stock that you're looking to buy. And again, those high volatility events may be your opportunity to pick up some of the stocks on your shopping list. We also define stocks that are potentially on sale. We've done a previous video on a back-to-school sale in the stock market, so you can find several screeners that we have available that you can use to find cheap profitable stocks, cheap value stocks, etc. We just, again, always recommend you stay away from zombie companies and our higher for longer interest rate and regime, as we're still in and will be in for some period of time. These stocks that have high debt are at risk. And again, none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and entertainment purposes only. But again, we say in the current regime, stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies, zombie ETFs. If you want to know the risk of a company, their solvency risk, one way to do that is to use our Biotech DD Google Sheet to calculate the quarter's cash flow positive for any money-losing company, not just biotechs, but again, any money-losing company. Can't really rely on their PE, etc. And if you want to know the risk of insolvency or offerings, reverse splits, etc., you can get access to our Biotech DD Google Sheet and use that to calculate the quarter's cash flow positive by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So now you can also watch the stocks we have in our shopping list, our price targets, etc., earnings data. Again, I've got a number of yield maxes. We'll look at the yield maxes also in our dividends Google Sheet, several of the Mag 7s. I've got another uranium stock we've talked about, DNN. Intel we'll talk about as well. Also several REITs that we watch, Land, LTC, Stag, etc. Again, others that we've been kind of keeping an eye on, Path, etc. There's MSB. Again, those will turn green in our shopping list when their risk-reward profile meets our criteria. So again, you can see our shopping list currently in the shop list tab in our watch list Google Sheet. So I hope that all helps. Okay, next we're going to look at dividend paying stocks. We have a Google Sheet also of dividend payers that we can use to generate a schedule of income with whatever yield, price appreciation, etc., that we would like, whatever categories of dividend paying stocks that we would like by using our dividend payers Google Sheet. And you can get access also to our dividend payers Google Sheet, as well as our ETFs and our puts ROIC options Google Sheets that we'll also take a look at by joining our Patreon at the All Access and VIP level. I don't have any changes to our dividend payers, so if anyone in the chat has a particular dividend payer you'd like to take a look at, let me grab a drink and check the chat, and we can look at any specific dividend payers that you would like to look at. See the Ricky Cons talking about MSTY on the dip. I assume that's the yield max on probably MicroStrategy. That was a set that I was looking at with the decline in the markets, high volatility on Monday. These also very recently went ex-dividend, so we'll look at their dividends schedule in just a second. Just a note, I moved up all the yield maxes that we had in our research in our ad sheet to the top of the ad sheet, so I could easily look at all of the various yield maxes that we had. You can see where their support levels are, their risk reward. Again, we've recently talked about AMDY. Again, a number of these haven't been around that long, so the 52-week lows don't necessarily correspond to the 52-week low of the underlying. Again, potentially, pretty good scalp opportunity, like Ricky mentioned. With that MSTY, which again I assume is like MicroStrategy's yield max, or they keep adding yield maxes, and as those get interesting, we'll add them to our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. I didn't see anyone, the ones we prefer that have some longer history, APOY, TSOY. Some of these others are still, relatively high, but again, if you wanted to scalp those, I think there was some profit to be had with scalping them. Again, if we get further decline in some of these, where the yield max matches up better with the support level in the underlying, then again, I'd be very interested in picking up some of the yield maxes. Again, you can find the schedule for the distribution schedule for the yield maxes in the reference sheet of our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. So they just went ex-dividend on 8/7. And so they just, last Wednesday. So now we've got till 9/6. So again, we've got some time to take advantage of any further decline in the yield maxes. Again, I'll try to keep an eye on those and any of the underlyings that come to support. Again, I'm closely watching APOY, TSOY in particular. Again, if AMD comes down, that one might be interesting as well. Otherwise, let's look at, I've got MSB. We added MSB. So here's the dividend paid, 30-cent quarterly dividend on MSB, Misabi Trust. So again, it's a quarterly dividend. Next ex-dividend date was 7/30, so it just went ex-dividend, so it'll be another quarter for that one. PBT we talked about, again, very small monthly dividend. Again, when we're looking more for price appreciation than the dividend. All the REITs like Land and Stag and LTC, all the REITs are kind of higher than I would like. If we get, some decline, some pop up in the yields that drives the REITs down, we'd be interested in picking up some of those. Land did have a slight miss in their recent earnings. So it came down some, as you can see. So we'll see if that opens up some opportunities. So we made good money trading Land in the past. So we'll see if we get a further decline on that miss on their earnings. Otherwise, again, if anyone in the chat has a particular dividend payer you'd like to look at, please let me know. I'll leave this open. We can take a look at those. Again, you can see the risk reward profiles when they go ex-dividend. We've got their net yield, considering their performance, also adjusted yield, considering their potential price appreciation. So again, you can balance those out. You can see here's SVOL, a 30-cent monthly dividend, and we talked about that one. And on a decline in the VIX, steady decline in the VIX, you can collect that 30-cent monthly dividend. Again, very nice 17% yield. You can find the dividend information for various treasuries, etc. So again, I'll leave this open if anyone wants to add those. JPRE, Easy Mike's talking about JPRE as a dividend payer. Let me see if I have it anywhere. Don't currently have that. We can look at it in FinViz. So just a quick reminder, you can find links to the tools and resources we frequently used in the links section of our BeachBum Trading homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. Again, in the links section, we have links to all of our frequently used tools, FinViz. So if we look at JPRE, Realty Income ETF, looks like it's an ETF, not specifically a REIT. Looks like it pays a quarterly dividend, 25 cents in June, 19 cents in March. So again, quarterly dividend. Looks like it's, run up recently. Looks like it's right at the top of its trend, its channel. It's only got a 2% nominal yield, 2.4% nominal yield. American Tower, so it's got some of these cell towers, Digital Realty, which is a data center. So interesting, a storage company. So interesting mixture, combination. Total investment, high return through price of capital appreciation. Both quality REITs, mortgage REITs. So it's an ETF that invests in REITs. We look at the long, so it's pretty high right now. So it's been as high as 49. Currently, it's in the 47s. So again, pretty high. It's had a nice steady run. So if you were already in it, got some nice price appreciation. Again, some upside up to 49. So significantly above its moving averages. So again, protect your profits. So we can take a look at, again, that's pretty high right now, but we could put that in the ad sheet potentially for future reference. So thank you for sharing that. Welcome aboard to Be Free. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So again, if anyone else has any other dividend pairs you want to take a look at, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat if I missed yours. Easy Mike's mentioning several others we've talked about in the past, AMT, DLR, EQIX. Okay, let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about option strategies, another way to generate income while we wait for top swing trading stocks to set up, is we can use several option strategies. Also with the higher volatility environment that gave us a pump up in some of the premiums, made them more attractive. Then the VIX declined, so some of those deflated some. Again, as we discussed yesterday, if we get further spikes in volatility, that may make some of these option strategies even more attractive. So we'll take a look at how we can take advantage of that. Also, a catalyst that I forgot to add to I added after the fact to our links of our list of potential volatility catalysts is that we've got August OPEX, options expiration, coming up on this Friday. So August options expiration is also this upcoming Friday. So again, that may be another potential catalyst for further volatility, along with the others that we discussed yesterday. And again, I did add that to the notes after the fact yesterday. So let me grab a drink. We'll talk about several option strategies. Okay, in addition to using dividend payers, we also use several option strategies to generate income while we're waiting for our top swing trading stocks to set up. The first is that we sell covered calls against our positions when they're going up, buy them back when they're coming down. We have a new covered calls Google sheet that you can use to do what-if analysis on various strategies for using covered calls to generate income. And you can access, we have a video on how you can use that covered call Google sheet to do your what-if analysis on your covered call strategies. You can access that video via the link, bonus link in the notes. You can get access to our covered calls Google sheet and use that again to do your what-if analysis by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. We also use puts, sell puts when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're going up. And we use our puts ROIC Google sheet that we'll take a look at to identify potential opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. As we discussed, the stock market and volatility coming back to the stock market, those that pop in the VIX also causes higher premiums. So, and then we saw that steady decline in stocks. So if you had sold cash security or a covered call against a position, well, we got the decline in the market, pop in the VIX. Sometimes that was a great opportunity to buy those back cheap. Also, opportunity to sell puts at a high premium. And then as the VIX declines, then opportunity to buy those back much cheaper. Again, Monday, I did see a pop in the premium on some of these. Some of these became more attractive. Then again, the VIX retraced, so the premiums came back down. So if we get further volatility, you can watch the premiums for these opportunities in our puts ROIC Google sheet. I did update a number of these puts as things, the decline in the market, several of these are broken down. Their delta's above our 30% target. So I updated and added some puts to our Google sheet and the number of stocks, see if the premiums are more attractive and the delta still is within our 30% target. So you can see I lowered Albemarle from 80 to 70. Estee Lauder from 95 to 89. Ford, I've got two. I've got the current month from 10 to 9. And then the January from 982 to 8. Again, Ford declining as well. It's one I wouldn't mind getting some cheap shares or high premium selling puts. Intel, again, Intel broke down. They announced further layoffs after their disappointing earnings. So it broke down below that on 30 level. So I moved our put down to 1750. That's still very close to a 30 delta. That is one I do have a sale out that we'll take a look at. LSCC from 45 down to 40. And Path also is broken down a bit. So I lowered that down to 9 to see if the premium was still attractive, and the ROIC on that right now is not all that attractive for a January put at 9. So if we look at our main watch list of puts, I'm also watching Disney. Disney had declined. You can see it's down below 90. If it heads down towards that 80, towards the previous 52-week low, you can see where the 52-week low is. Again, in addition to identifying opportunities for puts, this puts ROIC sheet is a great way to see stocks that are moving up or down dramatically, not only to see if there's an opportunity to sell or buy back puts, but also potentially buy shares. So again, if we see further decline in Disney down near that 80 level, we compare the ROIC of selling puts versus buying shares. I identified the recent high in those Disney puts for January at 480, which is still below our 5% target. So the premium on those would have to go above that 480 for us to get a 5% ROIC. Also, if we get a further decline in Tesla, watching that one, it's still pretty low, and it would have to go. Identified a recent top at 1164. Again, that would still be below our 5% target. So again, we're watching those premiums. Again, when we had the decline in the market, spike in the VIX, some of these premiums were more attractive. Again, Albemarle's attractive if you're willing to sell puts against Albemarle, 7%. See several of these again. As we lowered their price target, their ROIC went down. I do have a sale out on the puts, 1750 puts now for January. You can see the current ROIC is about almost 7% at the 52-week high of $2, which is where I have my sale right now. It's about 9.9%, almost 10% ROIC. So again, it's one I'm willing to sell cash secured puts against this Intel at 1750 for January. You see the delta's just slightly below 30 right now. So I do have that sale out. Again, you can see stocks that significantly decline popping up. We want to look to sell when they're going down, particularly dramatically, buy them back when they're bouncing back up, or let them expire worthless. UAL is still only 2.44. So again, if we get further volatility, some of these premiums might become more attractive. Again, we have an automated system that collects this data, updates the puts data, the options data at the end of each day. The other columns are based on Google Finance functions, so they update in near real time, about 20 minutes. So again, the ROICs, etc., will adjust accordingly. If anyone has any puts you'd like us to take a look at, just let me know. The stock, the ticker, the strikes, the expirations, etc. We can plug those into our system, have our system collect the data, update our puts ROIC Google sheet, and then you can see those as potential opportunities. We have a whole series of videos on how you can use our puts ROIC Google sheet. You can access that series of videos, option strategies for beginners, with examples via the link in the notes. And we have a whole playlist of videos on how you can use options to also make money trading in our options playlist. So Easy Mike also mentioning a couple of the dividend payers. So while I've got just a couple minutes, we can take a look at some of those. I know SAR we have in our dividend payers sheet. I'll look at that Aries, see if we have that one. SAR is one. So you see it's a 74-cent quarterly dividend. Last ex-dividend was June, so probably September again. See, it's got a negative net yield, so, performance hasn't been great, but it's got good potential price appreciation, so risk-reward profile's pretty attractive. Again, had negative performance this year. still, relative, it's above its 52 week a little bit, so that might be one if you're willing to hold that for a little bit, see if it comes down. The other one you mentioned was ARES, I believe. I don't think we have that one. Nope. So if I look at ARES, see what that is. BidViz, an asset management company, Ares Management Corp. Looks like it recently bounced off that pivot point at 130, broke above its double top at 150. Looks like it's a quarterly dividend, 93 cents in June, 14.93 cents in March. Again, nominal yield about 2.64. Again, looks relatively pretty high right now. Yeah, had a nice run up, so if you've been holding it, pretty attractive. May not be the greatest time to buy unless it continues up that uptrend. If we look at their definition, credit, private equity, real assets, so pretty diverse. Some global, Asia Pacific, etc. So again, looks pretty diverse. Performed, quite well. Pretty high. You catch it at that pivot point. It looks like it's bounced off that pivot point a couple times, gone up to that double top. So $20 price appreciation for a scalp. Plus, if you're collecting the quarterly dividend, again, might be something might be of interest to you. Okay, if anyone has any last-minute stocks or dividend payers or anything else you'd like to look at or discuss, you can do that. Grab a drink, check the chat. And again, if we have any last-minute charts you want to look at or topics you want to discuss, we can go ahead and do that. Okay, otherwise we hope that you like this content. We'd greatly appreciate it if you'd smash the like button on our videos to help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to show us some love and share our content with further traders around the world. We really need your help to directly share our content with your fellow traders. If you'd repost it on your social media, etc. Again, our goal is to continue to build our BeachBum trading community, continue to add more traders who help each other out, help each other make money trading, help each other succeed in your trading career. We'd also love your feedback in the comments, etc., what we can do to improve our weekly trading game plans, our videos, our tools, our Google Sheet, etc. Also, with the exception of a few channels that I mentioned in our Discord, the rest of our Discord is free to join. We have channels for various asset classes, trading styles, etc. So you can discuss your trading style with other traders in our Discord. And again, it's free to join. And again, we have a suggestion box in our Discord where you can also let us know what we can do to improve our community, improve our content, improve our tools, help you make more money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. Okay, thank you all who participated in the chat. I'm glad to see the time confusion didn't cause anybody to miss. I wanted to keep our regular time if at all possible. So again, I'm glad to see our group also sharing additional trade ideas, additional ways to help make money trading. So thank you for everyone who participated in the chat, everyone who's watching after the fact, and good luck and have a great trading week. And we hope to see you all back again next weekend for next week's weekly trading game plan. Again, thank you all and have a great trading week.